All right, everybody, how are y'all doing this morning? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yep.
What's
Yeah.
going on, guys? Welcome to our first group meetup. We're doing a Tuesday at 10 group meetup. We're trying to roll this out. Let's see, we got some people coming in. Good, I'm glad. So we have some new agents tuning in, some new agents that are just joining the group. And what we wanted to do is get something together for everybody to talk about what's going on, get familiar with one another, and really build the community. So thank y'all for tuning in. Hi, Josie. Hey, Daniel. Hey,
Howdy.
Armando. I see Horacio. Horacio, what's going on? Armando, how are y'all? Y'all be sure to
What's up? What's up?
turn your cameras on if you can, so we can see your beautiful faces. It's a beautiful
Hey,
day.
sorry. I'm not muted, right?
Now I can hear. We can hear you.
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Okay, cool. So, what we want to do, is this is just an open forum for everybody. We want to see how everything's going. We want to welcome new agents, and we also want to use this as a chance for you guys to invite some guests. If y'all have anyone that you want to bring into the group, brainstorm, see what's going on, see if it's going to be a good fit. Y'all be sure and invite them to our Tuesday meetings. So let's go ahead and talk about any wins. How's the week going so far? How was last week? Does anyone have any wins? Daniel, I know you have some clients that are driving you batty over there, but that happens, right? We're in real estate, so y'all let us know what's been going on, what's been working for you, what hasn't been working. Let us know.
Yeah, no, I guess I'll start. It's been a little bit of a rocky road over the past, 30 to 50 days for me. I've had of the five homes that I've had under contract, four of them fell apart. So it happens. It happens in this business, and you just gotta keep pulling strong, and like Alan always says, be the buffalo. You got to just be the buffalo in the storm. And sometimes in this business we're rocking and rolling, and other times we're strangling and trying really hard to survive. So and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's what we signed up for in this business as realtors. And we just got to keep on keeping on, and I just keep on telling myself, okay, Daniel, you've been through this stuff before, and you came out on the other side, not only stronger, but ready for anything else that's coming your way. And I think that that's really important for all of us to understand is, no matter how much you have been rocking in the past, that does not ever dictate your future. So, what's the saying? The rent is due every day. What's the saying, Alan?
Yeah, that's right.
So you got to just keep pushing on, and we have a lot going on in the pipeline, and I have some buyers that are looking right now, and hopefully we'll get under contract in the coming days. But yeah, I mean, I think that's my message for today is just don't let adversity steer you off the ship. I mean, you gotta remain your captain and keep rolling. It might be a storm right now, but there might be sunshine for the next several weeks after that. So, just keep on keeping on.
For sure. Awesome. And we have Horacio on the call. Horacio and his wife just joined the group. They're in the Brownsville area. So round of applause for Horacio. Welcome, welcome, the Gumbel
Welcome.
Realty Group.
Glad y'all are
So
here.
Thank you.
Horacio, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and about your background, and we're excited to have you here, man.
Thank you all. So my name is Horacio, and as Alan said, we just joined with EXP maybe about a few weeks ago, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I've been in real estate going on 2 years, and before that, I've been in business most of my life. Few years were music and all that, but it wasn't too much of that. So I love business. I love helping people. I love working with people. I've never been the type that I I just never did well being in an office, like in a cage. I always had to be out and about and just talking and all that. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what big opportunities I'm gonna be able to do here and who I'm able to help and who I'm able to meet and things like that. I'm just excited. I'm eager and let's just see where it goes.
That's awesome. So, Horacio, I know you told me a little bit about your previous work experience in your business endeavors. Let
Yeah.
everyone know what kind of work you were doing before, the experience you have in business and building businesses and all that cool stuff. I think it's a great story. Let us know.
So for a while, I had a fitness center, had a nutrition center, supplement line, and then before that, I had a logistics company. Well, I was a broker, so I had some semi trucks. Then I also had an import export company for a little bit, and let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it, if I remember correctly. So I've been involved in things like this, for a while. In my 20s, I remember having a conversation with a 7-year-old when I was 21, and I was an import export and a broker, and he was giving me, fuss about why he should give me the business, and I basically told him, don't get upset at me that I'm doing what you're doing at my age, So it's like I've always been involved with people like that, where that business mindset, and my goal was always to grow and do as much as I can, obviously, um, when I was younger. So yeah, just a little.
That's that's awesome, man. And now your wife is joining you in business and she's a teacher. Tell us a little bit about
Yes,
her
my
and hopefully next week we'll be able to get her on the call.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife is a elementary teacher right now. She's actually working right now, so summer school, but she's been in real estate, I want to say 10 years. She's been licensed, I want to say 10 years, if not 9 years. She has 2 deals already under her belt, but she hasn't really worked it full time. And the cool thing about her, she got actually Teacher of the Year for all of the district here in Brownsville.
Oh
So
wow.
she got #1. And that's just awesome. I know she's gonna kill it in real estate. She really has that personality. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's see where it goes.
That's awesome. We're excited for you guys. So be on the lookout for Horacio and his wife, the Gumbel Realty Group. We're excited to have them. Then we also have one of our new agents. She just joined a couple weeks ago. Indira is on the call. Indira, are you available to open your camera? There
Yes,
you
I'm
are.
here.
Hey, what's going on? How are
I'm
you
at
doing?
home, like listening.
Welcome,
I'm
welcome.
good. Hi, thank you. Thank you
Good,
very
good.
much.
Well, Indira is joining us. She's in the San Antonio area. Liz Reynolds is her agent sponsor. I've known Liz for a long time, and Liz couldn't be here. Her and her family, they're in Spain, and they're
Thank
enjoying a family
you.
vacation over there. So, Indira, welcome. If you want to
Thank you.
introduce yourself, let us know a little bit about you and your background, and we're excited to have you.
Thank you very much. Well, I clean houses from Monday through Wednesday. It's a part-time from 8 to 2 because I have 4 kids, all boys. And I'm a really active person, but I really like to connect with people and to serve, like more about their needs. And I do think that I have like the that qualification to connect with people, like beyond their needs, you know what I mean? Like it's like I do really like, and I enjoy what I do, like cleaning. I mean, I love to clean, like how can the sink and it shines, the mirrors, the glasses, and know about the liquids. I have learned a lot from cleaning. And then from all of a sudden, Liz, my friend, she just give me the advice that, hey, why don't you go to Champions? You have like that kind of connection with people. So why don't you go to the school, and you might get, uh, get another to put another job, like while you're, because I'm a really active person. I do exercise. So, and I ran a marathon in 2018, and I did a really good time. really, like, I didn't expect to do the time I did in that marathon, 5 hours and 40 minutes. And I was training
Wow.
myself for 3 months. And then on the last pregnancy, I was in coma for 3 days. I had placenta accreta, and the doctor said if you do a lot of exercise, and that's one of the things that's why you're here as well, because obviously God gave me a second opportunity. So I'm really thankful to be here and see my boys growing. I just asked him, you got to take me back because I do really want to serve from the heart. And I'm really thankful about my life and see them grow. And I really enjoy what I do because he gave me a second opportunity, and that's my mission. More than the money, I mean, to connect with people, and you know, that's the really, really from the heart, and everything's gonna be. I'm impressed about what's coming because I know that I'm gonna sell a lot of houses, but more than that, connect with the family and people and their needs to my clients.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Yeah.
You're
that's
welcome.
a great story. We're happy to have you as part of the group, and we want to be here to help you, you know, build your career, build your business, and help you serve as many people as you want to serve. We're here to help you build your business at your pace, whatever we can do to help everyone here on this call and everyone in our group. We're all here to help you guys. So we also have Armando, and then we'll go to Josie. Josie has some exciting announcements. We launched a new onboarding service that Josie is now offering for all of our agents. So Armando, what's been going on with you, man? How's everything going in the new construction world? For y'all that don't know Armando, Armando is an awesome home builder. He's a great realtor. He's in the Brownsville area as well. So Horacio and your wife, we want y'all to hook up with Armando and back and forth. If
Absolutely.
y'all are looking for new construction, Armando is the go-to guy. So Armando, what's been going on with you? How's everything? How's life? How's business? How's new construction? How's everything?
Um, Honestly, things have been a little slow for me. As far as like the real estate side, I've been kind of like brainstorming things to do like on social media and stuff like that. I've been doing a lot of the EXP classes, which is, a benefit to EXP, right? You could just log in and get some ideas. I saw some lady talking about like her formula in Reels and how she found success in Florida and stuff like that. And then right now I'm actually waiting for a stupid plumber uh, who hasn't shown up. It's really annoying. So yeah, as far as like the stresses of construction and like subcontractors not showing up, we're dealing a lot with shortages because of the immigration raids. Right now in this job site, like there's two apartment complexes down the street that got raided. And
Yeah.
then now people are some subcontractors are raising the prices. Some aren't even showing up to the job sites because, they're scared or, whatever. So it's just more challenges that I think we're gonna face in the coming months, maybe years. But yeah, just taking it day by day. Um, but I have a listing that hasn't moved, man. It's been like 4 months. I can't seem to sell it. I'm probably gonna try to do open houses. I also saw another EXP guy. He did a strategy of an open house every day from like 2 to 3. Like every day for like 2 hours, and he said it was like his office.
Yeah,
And then he would just go from listing to listing and just like post up there, and then he found a lot of success with that uh
It's a good idea.
model or whatever. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah. He said it was like a car salesman. Like you know where to go if you're looking to buy. So like, oh, this guy has an open house every day at this place. Let's drive by and talk to him and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing that. And he said he didn't even like, bring snacks or anything. He was just like some flyers and that's it. Every
yeah,
day for like 2 hours. Um, Something about trying that maybe.
that's cool. Well,
But yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Well, I mean that, hey, you know what, man, we're feeling it. Everyone's feeling it. You know, it's not just one agent or another agent or, in one area or another. I think people are feeling the squeeze across the board. And
Yeah.
the industry at large, I mean, so that's another reason why I want to get these calls going, and I'm real excited about launching these. We can talk about what's going on, what's working, what's not working, what we're hearing in the industry, kind of murmurings in the real estate world, in the lending world, whatever it might be. Um, but the thing I want to focus on about what Armando said, and I think it's a really important lesson, and it's something that I really work hard to implement, especially when you're dealing with listings. And I do a lot of, the free coaching or free videos, whatever, with Ricky Carruth and Zero to Diamond. And one of the big things that he always says is that listings are going to sell whenever they're going to sell. Us as agents, we can try to do everything we can. We can throw marketing, we can throw dollars, we can throw everything we can, but those listings are going to be absorbed whenever the market is ready to absorb them. And some of it is dependent on price, of course, some of it is dependent on marketing, but a lot of it is kind of just it's as much as we want to try to control it, a lot of it is out of our control. So his whole thing is, if you're having trouble with one or two or three or four or five listings, get another two or three or four or five more. I think it's one of those things. We always focus on what you have right in front of us, right? And Daniel and I have these conversations, Josie and I have these conversations all the time. We have these deals going right now. That's great, but we need to focus on the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one, because all of the energy and stress and tension that comes with, especially holding listings, it's a challenge. You have the sellers breathing down your back. In Armando's case, sometimes he's the seller or the builder, so that adds stress and tension. But instead of focusing on that, of course, do everything you can for those, but don't let the attention that you're giving to what you have in front of you, don't let that stop you from pushing forward to acquire more buyers, more listings, more listing appointments. Even when COVID was happening, I remember Daniel and I having conversations. We said the market's going to tighten up. We didn't know what was going to happen. So all we knew is we needed to up our lead count. We weren't focused on the negative. We weren't focused on what's going to happen. We weren't focused on any of that too. And Dira, you're right. It's your mindset. We weren't focused on the negative. We were focused on, okay, if we're gonna combat this, the only way to combat it is with more input. We need more leads input into the pipeline. So, I think you'll find, because when you're, and I'm very guilty of this, when you're focusing so much on one deal or one property or one crazy client that might be giving you a challenge, it drains your energy and it takes the life out of you, and you don't even want to think about the next deal because you're so consumed with it. But us as professionals, our job every day is to put more leads on the table, put more clients in the pipeline. So if you're focusing on that in conjunction with, of course, taking care of your listings and taking care of your sellers, I think you'll notice that once you start getting into a momentum, everything else will start falling into place. And what Ricky Carruth always says, and Armando, Armando is the goat at this. I remember you would have listings, some of your new construction, you'd be like, you know what? I'm just going to hold it open every weekend, every single weekend until it sells, right? And I think that's a great strategy. One of the things that Ricky Carruth talks about, though, is he was like, open houses don't sell listings. He said if open houses sold listings, every agent would do an open house every single day, right? Open houses are great for generating buyer leads, for getting exposure, for giving you a reason to post about it and all that other kind of stuff. But don't lose focus on generating the new business, right? So I think that's one of the things I wanted to. What do you think about that, Armando?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I remember hearing that early on about like open houses don't really sell houses. It's just a way to lead generate and stuff like that. And that has definitely happened. I've run across leads that like have stuck around. You know, it's just a way to stay on top of mind, like posting like, hey, I have an open house today, come by, and people like, oh yeah, like he's a realtor, you know,
For
stuff like
sure.
that. That's definitely important. And it also keeps the sellers like, oh, he's doing something, you know, he's not just sitting around hoping
Exactly.
it sells. He's actually trying to work and happen. And then I always take the time whenever I did an open house, I would always like that's undistracted time to focus on what can I do to help sell this listing. Like, let me get on social media, let me message everybody that's messaged me. You know, don't just sit there and be bored. Like, you use that focus 2 hours or whatever to just really like hunker down. Like, what can I do? You know, take some video with your phone on the listing. Like, just okay, 2 hours of undisturbed time. Let's get this bad boy sold. You know,
For
not
sure.
just not hoping that somebody walks in, but actually like actively working to promote it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, cool. Well, I wanna put put a little asterisk on that because I want to touch on that to end the meeting, but real quick because and the reason I want to come back to that, Indira has her first open house as a realtor. Give her a round of
Yeah,
applause. Her very
Yeah.
first open house coming up this weekend. So
awesome.
Horacio and Armando, I want y'all to give her a couple of tips and stuff like that. But first, I want to turn it over to Josie. Josie, let us know what's going on your end. Tell us a little bit about your new onboarding program. Tell us about, Josie has some clients under contract and she has some agents in the work. So Josie, I'm going to turn it over to you. Catch us up. Let us know what's been going on in your neck of the woods.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you. Um, real quick before I jump in, I want to say I really appreciate the vulnerability from Armando and Daniel and the agents on this call saying like, hey, my business is slow, because I think we compare ourselves a lot to agents on social media, like highlight reels of agents, and makes it look like, oh, they're doing this, they're like fucking flying, like their business is awesome. But people don't always see what happens in the background. It's like they could be the Armando in their truck waiting for the plumber. They could be, Daniel with some deals that aren't coming to fruition. Like that's just the life, like Daniel said, like that's just this job. So I really appreciate the agents in here who are showing up and saying, like, hey, it's not hot for me right now. And that's what this is about. This is a chance for us to collaborate, like Alan said, and try to like help us through these. So I appreciate everybody sharing that, because this is real life. It's not like, oh, I'm doing great, when we're not, but we're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
So, with that said, to kind of help build our business and to help build our organization and build our support with our agents, we have started a new onboarding program. So, I had the awesome opportunity to train with one of Brent Gove's onboarding specialists. Her name is Sophia. And we walked through about 3 weeks of onboarding training. So, the reason behind that we really wanted to offer this was we felt kind of like there was a disconnect when we're the ones that are making the connection with the agents about our organization. We're the ones building the rapport. We're the ones that are aligning with the people that we bring on. And then when we have to onboard them, we kind of pass them off to somebody else. And then they kind of have to go through this whole rapport building thing as well. And we wanted to eliminate that. We wanted to really just have it in-house, have somebody that they can reach out to directly if they had onboarding questions, be able to provide a familiar face for our organization. So with that, any agent that comes into the La Familia organization, I'm going to be handling the onboarding for them. That way they have my direct contact information. They don't have to wait around. And I have direct contact with EXP Corporate, the onboarding team at EXP Corporate, and they're helping me on my side to expedite the process. So it's going to be a really, really good thing once we can kind of start rolling this in. We've already onboarded a couple of agents. that are ready to go. A new agent in San Antonio, another new agent that just joined yesterday from Weslaco here in the Valley. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great, and we're really excited to roll it out.
Awesome. Awesome.
And I
Thank you,
just want to
Josie, for
touch on that. I think that's extremely important, and having someone like Josie who, comes from the corporate world and comes from training, employees that have come into the corporate realm, just having that professionalism is a huge thing. And also, onboarding with EXP isn't always the easiest thing to do, especially if you're doing it on your own. And it can get a little confusing and a little daunting, and all the emails and this and that. And that's where Josie can streamline and say, all right, let's simplify this. Let's do step 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we'll do one more session. We'll do 5 and 6, and then you'll be ready to go, or whatever the case may be. But I think it's really important that, whatever agents you're bringing into the organization, we want to make them feel extremely comfortable and happy along the way. So I think it's definitely worthwhile to tap Josie in and utilize her services there, because I think the ultimate goal here is for all of us to grow. We want to ultimately have, I want to be that agent who has 400 agents in my organization plus, and I know all y'all do too. So, but in order to do that, it all starts from day one on the onboarding process. So I think it's extremely helpful. So thank you for that, Josie. Thank you for taking the time to learn with Sophia and do all that. I know I couldn't do it. So, but thank you so much.
No, let's grow. Let's fucking grow, y'all, So
sure.
it's going to be good.
For sure. Well, we're excited to incorporate that with our value stack and all that good stuff. So real quick, I don't want these calls to be super, super long, so I want to kind of wrap things up. If we can try to do them, 30, 40 minutes, there's really no time limit. But, I know that you guys have a lot of stuff going on in your lives, in your businesses. I know it's summer break. So, I know the kids are home and a lot going on. Daniel's recording a new record. He's in the studio right now. So he's probably throwing some demos and some drum beats down and all that good stuff. But anyway, real quick, Armando, and I think Horacio stepped away, but maybe he'll come back here in a little bit. Armando, Daniel, Josie, do y'all have any tips for Indira? She's getting ready to do her first open house this coming Sunday at a listing right off. And it's funny because it's real close to where she currently lives. So if y'all have any tips for her, let's go ahead and give her 1 or 2 nuggets that can help her with her first open house and make it a big success for it. So y'all go for it. Let's share.
All right. So, Indira, for your first open house, one thing I would really touch on is promotion. So, make sure that you are promoting it online, make sure you're getting it out there. If you know people that are looking in the area, send them, information about it. So, just, get on the EXP groups, post it online, really promote it. You want to make it feel like it's a big event that's coming up, and, you want people to have FOMO if they don't show up. I think the disconnect that happens is so many agents are just like, oh, I'm hosting an open house, and they'll post about it maybe like 2 hours before it happens. But we have to remember that it's a weekend. There's a lot of people have kids. They need to make the schedule around it. They may already have plans. They may have a kid's birthday party. So give them the notice so they can just kind of pop in. So just promote online, text your friends, text people in the area that you live close by. Maybe there's somebody who's looking in that neighborhood. So promote it and just have fun with it. It's a learning curve.
Cool. Daniel, what's 1 or 2 nuggets to give for your first open house? Go for it.
Yeah, so I would say don't underestimate signage. You need to have signage in all of the right places. If it's tucked back into the neighborhood, you need to go to the main artery, the main street, and direct people from the main street into the next street that's going to the street that your home is on, and then put another sign there with an arrow going towards the house. And ideally, I love balloons. So I think it's always smart to have 2 or 3 balloons on the main sign where the busy street is, and then also a few more balloons at the actual subject house. It just attracts more attention, and if someone's driving by and they see balloons flailing around, they're gonna look. So I think that's an easy, cheap thing that you can do. And then lastly, don't forget to have your sign-in sheet. You're going to want a sign-in sheet, and you tell everyone who walks in, hey, would you mind signing in for the seller? Just so they're aware of who's coming in the door. We appreciate it. It's not for you, it's for the seller. And people don't mind signing it if it's for the seller, and they understand that they're the owners of the home and you're walking into their home. Okay, and then one last tidbit I have to say is don't let your guests leave without having a quick conversation with them. Ask them what they're looking for. If you can give them a business card, wonderful. If you can get their number, wonderful. Maybe ask them if they have any agents or any realtors representing them, because that's your time to shine and that's your time to become their agent. So I wish you the best of luck, and call us with any questions you have.
All right, and Horacio is no stranger to open houses too. I actually met Horacio at an open house, so he knows all about open houses. What's one or two tidbits and tips that you could give for Indira for her first open house?
Well, I think Daniel took 90% of everything that I would say. No, but I think the only thing I would add to that is I always love music. So I always have music at the open houses, speaker outside, speaker inside. I'll have like soft jazz playing in the inside, kind of create this whole ambiance. And then on the outdoors, I just have music so people can at least hear what's going on. Another thing I do is maybe about 2 or 3 days before the open house, I'll go door to door with all the neighbors and just let them know, hey, I'm going to be hosting an open house. If you have any relatives or if you want to just come by and check it out for yourself, but just to create some type of movement. And sometimes nobody shows up. I'd say most of the time nobody shows up, but you'll always get at least one or two. If you do for every 5 open houses, I'd say if you get one person showing up to 2 of them, it's a win-win. I've gotten plenty of clients, that way. Actually, the first year, that's where I got most of my clients was just from open houses and sign-in sheet. Yes, I always what I'll have it in the main entrance door. I'll say, please come in, sign in. Please sign in per seller's request due to security or something like that. I can't remember, but as the person's walking in, they already know, and I always have this table in the front where everything's pretty much visible. The sign-in sheet, the property info, and things like that. So I would say that I think those things have definitely worked for me. So um, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And then Armando, he's the king of open houses. Armando's doing
I want to say that.
about 28 open houses a month. What are
Yeah,
some of your
He's doing
recommendations for open houses?
He's doing open houses, office hours here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
for sure.
I'm gonna start. Yeah, so for sure the knocking on the doors around the neighborhood, like maybe like 2 hours ahead of time, is helpful. Just to kind of say, hey, I'm a realtor. I'm gonna have an open house. Introduce yourself, give a card, and then also like maybe Facebook Live before heading out. Once you kind of see or in the beginning, like, hey, Facebook Live, like give a quick tour of the property. You're promoting it. You're promoting yourself. I don't see that as much, but yeah, I
All
think
right,
that
awesome.
those two are very helpful.
Awesome. And Indira,
Oh, and
real
then
quick,
obviously follow up. Right.
Yeah.
for sure. And Indira, do you have any questions for us? What can we help you? Do you have any questions
Sorry.
about
The
what we
most
can help you with?
important thing is following up. Everybody who signs in, make sure you hit them up.
All good stuff. So, Indira, do you have any questions that we can help you? I think we lost Armando again. Huh? Hopefully, he comes back on. Go for it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can hear you now. We're
Oh,
good.
okay. Well, I'm so excited. I'm a very person that it's very disciplined on what I would expect from other people, from me. So I always kind of give the best in everything that I do. So I'm really, really excited. I'm preparing myself today. I'm going to make flyers. And as well, I'm going to go to the community. It's here about 4 minutes from my house. So, and then there is this big across the um, light. So I'm going to put like big red signs at open house with an arrow, like the balloons, everything that it's in my hands to do as best as I can, and it's my job, and I want to enjoy it, and like she said, that to have fun with it, that's
Yeah.
the main thing for me, like to enjoy it and to have fun. And while I'm having fun with it, I'm learning a lot because it's going to be my first open house. And really, I'm so excited to have it. And like he said, knocking on the door, invite the community. Even if no one shows up, I did my job as best as I can, And that's it. I mean, and go for the next one and go for the next one. And if you persist in something, it will come
For
because
sure.
that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. And real quick, everyone talks about open houses, and Horacio alluded to it also. When Daniel and I first started in real estate, we signed on with builders, and Daniel can attest to this. And Josie was there. Josie wasn't in real estate back then, but she would look at my calendar. Daniel and I were literally doing between 20 to 25 open houses every single month. We were
Wow.
hosting open houses Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, most weeks. And we would go, we would show up. Daniel was practicing his scripts like Armando was talking about.
Yeah.
We used the time to be productive. Daniel was going over his listing appointment. He was practicing his scripts. He was doing, role play on his scripting and everything. So use it as time for focusing on practicing something, tune into a training, take video, like Armando said, use it as an opportunity.
Yes. I,
Don't waste the time. And you know what? If one person shows up, it's a success.
yes.
Huge, yeah.
Yes.
If
Huge
you
success.
have five
For
people,
sure.
it's a huge win. If you
Yeah.
have more than that, all the better, right? And if
Yeah.
nobody goes, it's okay. I
Yeah,
can't
it
even
doesn't matter.
I can't even tell you how many open houses Daniel and I have done. Josie's been there with me too. Sometimes there's no one there, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. I
That's
know.
okay. So take it as a learning experience. Have fun with it, like Josie
Yeah.
said. And with that, unless anyone has anything else to add, I think this was a great first call. I'm really excited to get this going every Tuesday at 10. So just remember Tuesday at 10, invite other agents that are with EXP. Anyone's welcome on these calls.
Okay.
We want this to be a community. We really want to let everyone know that we're here to help you guys, and what we have here, and I really want to implement. I just learned about it. My coach told me about this, and I want y'all to know it, and I want y'all to spread the word. It's called the 48-hour rule. I don't want anybody to ever go more than 48 hours with a question or concern that they have about their business, their marketing, their momentum, their training. 48 hours. No one should go more than 48 hours without reaching out to myself, to Josie, to Daniel, to someone in our upline. If we don't have the answer, we'll get it for you. So, no, don't keep any questions or anything, don't keep them to yourself. Use us as resources. Okay. So that's the 48-hour rule. I want y'all to remember that. If you have a question, bring it to our attention. If you have a concern, let us know. If you have something you want to work on, let us help you do whatever it is you want to do. So with that, does anyone else have anything else to add? Any
Nope.
motivation for the rest of the week? Keep crushing it out there. We're gonna be the buffalo, as Daniel said. We're gonna keep going into the storm, forward always, guys. So anything else?
Good luck, Indira.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
good
really
luck.
appreciate your tips. Thank you.
Good
All
luck.
all right, guys. Well, y'all have a powerful rest of your day, and we'll see y'all. If we don't see you before, we'll see you. If you're in the valley, Horacio, we're going to coffee tomorrow. We already told Armando. We're going to go fly the flag tomorrow morning, have coffee, espresso. We can mastermind and do some more strategizing. We want to do a photo shoot for you and your wife and all that good stuff. So we want to
do
help
it.
you guys. We're here for y'all. Okay.
All
If we
right.
don't see you before then,
Yeah.
we'll see y'all next Tuesday at 10. All right, guys.
Thank
Awesome.
All right, guys. See y'all later.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you.